So after a number of comments on my video of building my garage, requesting a session video, I've decided to do it. Let's get to it.
Garbage.
Alright, so here's the story. A year and a half ago, I decided to build out my garage into a climbing area. A year and a half ago, and this is the first real session that I'm going to be having in it. Mike came over a year and a half ago. We knocked out this whole wall that you see behind me. I've added some other things, which I'll show you here in a couple seconds. But anyway, literally the week after I got this wall built and all this built, didn't even get a chance to climb on it. I injured my hand, my lumbrical, so I wasn't able to climb in here at all before my dad had to move in and a bunch of his stuff came with him. And since my house isn't a mansion, a lot of that stuff wound up in the garage, but it's been 3.5 weeks since quarantine started with all this COVID-19 nonsense, and I couldn't take it anymore. So the other day I cleaned all of the stuff out of the garage so I could start climbing in here since all the local indoor climbing gyms are all closed up. So as I mentioned, me and Mike built this wall. I did a video on it. I posted it. I don't know how to put links in these little videos, but maybe I'll figure it out when I'm actually posting this video. If not, I'll put a link down below. It's gotten a lot of comments about people wanting to see a session in here. And essentially, when Mike built, when Mike was here helping me build this wall, he put up one problem, which I never got to try. He successfully did it, said it's like a V4, but that's my goal for the day, is to complete that problem. And also, since I'm in here and a lot of you guys are building home climbing walls right now, I want to talk about a climbing hold company called Synrock. They are a clay composite, I don't know, they feel like sandstone, and they're really, really affordable, and they're actually pretty freaking cool. Number one, they're literally cool. Like, it's pretty warm out today. There's an AC unit that I plan to bring out here, but obviously with audio for talking, a blaring AC unit probably wouldn't have been the best idea. So it is pretty warm outside. It's pretty warm in my garage, but still, when you touch these holds, they are completely cool. Like, they're nearly cold. And supposedly that's one of many benefits of these holds. Anyway, I'm yammering on a lot. Since we're inside, I don't have a ton of holds, unfortunately, and a lot of them are also small. So typically when I warm up in an indoor gym, I do that by climbing easy stuff, but I don't have very many super easy things. I'm old and weak, give me a break. So I need like super easy stuff. So I'm trying to replicate what I would go through in an indoor gym to warm up. So I'm gonna go do that, take you along with me through that, just pretty basic stuff. Nothing impressive or crazy, but just something to get my blood flowing, get my fingers slightly warmer than they are now. Used to pulling on some stuff, so let's go get that done, and then we'll come back in and go over a couple of the additions that I've got, do some climbing, get this problem done for Mike, and talk about Synrock Holds. Today we are warming up with 10 minutes on the treadmill at 4 miles an hour. We are then going to do some shoulder mobility stuff. Although I'm not showing everything I did here, just to get you the gist, it's just using a band and moving through the range of your shoulder under tension. And not a ton of tension, just light tension, just to get everything moving. And then I have Metolius hangy things. I don't know what they're called. I'll put a link below if you guys are interested in them. I actually really, really love them. They warm my fingers up very well outdoors, which I have a problem with as well, because there's not a lot of easy stuff around outdoors. Even the easy stuff is hard, if you know what I'm saying. So I usually like hang these on a tree or do something like that, and I just pull on them to get my fingers going a little bit. Same thing today, just doing 3 reps on each of the things 3 times. The first position you can put 4 fingers in, the middle position you can put 3 fingers in, the bottom position you can put 2 fingers in. And then we'll go ahead and head to my garage. All right, decent little warm up. Nothing crazy or super impressive, but just something that's not just immediately jumping on these holds. Yeah, anyway, so I'm gonna put my shoes on and then show you the additions to in here, which are pretty cool. There's one just flat kind of area, and there's a little box, and then there's another kind of flat area. More for warm up, but as I get more holds, I'll probably add more different problems on there. Maybe build some volumes or something, I don't know. Now that I can actually use the space, not injured, and it's not full of my dad's stuff, I foresee it changing a little bit, but let's go on le tour. Alright, I did a couple of circuits on the flatter stuff and on the box. I haven't really played around with the box too much. I need more holds, is essentially what it's coming down to. I'm probably going to order more of the Synrock Holds. I'm really liking them. They have a really cool texture to them. They're cold to the touch. It's pretty crazy. But anyway, decently warm. My fingers are feeling good. My body's feeling good. After taking 3.5 weeks off and brand new climbing holds, holy cow, those things hurt so bad. Oh my God, my skin's just ripping off. Oh, time to build that skin back up. So these atomic holds are just too brutal. My skin literally just, whew. I feel like a giant baby right now. Complaining about nothing when so many people don't have what I've got in here, but holy cow, this is definitely gonna take some getting used to. So I'm gonna bump over to the Synrock Holds instead. And hopefully I fare a little bit better, because these are terrible. Oh my God. Not the holds are fine. I'm just sure that the holds are fine, but my skin. I got baby skin. So the Synrock Holds are much smaller, but they're much nicer on the skin. I don't even know if you guys could see that. Let me see. Who knows? I don't know how much of that you guys saw, but the Synrock Holds are significantly nicer on the skin. There's less friction, which when it comes to training is probably good. But they're definitely smaller. All right, so I've played around a little bit, done some stuff on the big holds. They're pretty big. Let me get this in focus. Pretty big, but as you can see, they are not very climbed on, and the texture, that friction is insane. At the climbing gym, I don't typically feel this type of vicious friction ever because the holds are older, and just naturally they've worn down a little bit, but holy cow. The Synrock Holds though have a really, really nice texture. It's not too much, it's just enough to create some friction, and they really are like cool to the touch. I bought a number of different like packs of them. So a couple of the jug packs, a couple of the smaller packs. They've got really cool shapes. They're not very wide, so I can fit, 3 fingers, and I've got pretty small hands for how big I am. But my hands are pretty small, like thin, not size-wise. I mean, they're pretty good size, but my fingers are very thin. So I would imagine that a lot of climbers would definitely struggle getting a lot of fingers on here, but some of them are pretty wide. Like in the jug pack, there's some bigger ones where I can clearly get 4 on, so most people might be able to get 3 comfortably. But the back is concaved, so when you tighten it into the wood, it literally stays there and it doesn't spin, which is really cool. Whereas like plastic holds are completely flat. So when you put them on, they all spun. In fact, before today's session, I had to go through and tighten all my plastic holds because it had been so long since they were put up, and moisture and wood expand, contract, and all of the plastic holds were loose. So definitely just a little added bonus with the Synrock Holds is when you screw them on, they do not move. Jugs for the Synrocks came with the standard bolt. The non-jugs did not come with the standard bolt, so it's an Allen wrench and it seems to be an odd size. So I'm not exactly sure. I don't remember what we used for the ones that are already up that have this, but I can't find it, so maybe it was Mike's. Not sure. Either way, I got more holds to add, although none of them are very positive. So they won't be going on the 45-degree wall, but they will be going on these walls over here. So I'm going to start my first attempts on Mike's problem. Oh my God. So that first move is really hard. I can't establish into it. That right hand, that black hold is like a side undercling, and I can't thrust my hips forward enough to get into that position. So I know that it's possible because I've seen him do it, but I didn't flash it, so I'm just going to start it from the second move, see how it is from there, and then maybe long-term project, do that first move. So kind of embarrassing, but it is what it is. Oh my God, Mike, you call this a 4? I haven't seen you in a while, but hats off to you, sir. That's hard. All right, so I'm gonna try each move. I don't have much faith in myself at the moment. I'm also really bad at these types of climbs. I'm pretty heavy, especially right now. I'm about 30 pounds heavier over the last year from injury, and I really love cookies. So climbing on walls that are more overhung, like the moon board and all of them, I've always been pretty bad at, also because my hip mobility is lacking. But I'm gonna try each one of these moves. Maybe one day piece it together. So the final move is hard but doable. But getting there is going to be the hard part. Oh my God. Specifically this move here, where your right hand, left hand, and getting to here, the feet, I'm not sure what to do with my feet to accomplish that. And the starting hold is just not the best. Oh God, I'm struggling. This is so embarrassing. Ooh, I gotta get my fingers a break. That's a really hard problem, Mike. Goodness. So I can't just sit here and continue to film myself failing so hard, especially when I feel so good about having this wall. It's a beautiful day outside. I know there's a lot of nonsense going on. Everyone's stuck at home. So I'm just gonna keep climbing on like the flat wall spot just to try to get a workout in. Slowly work into this 45-degree wall. think that's about it. I'm gonna keep climbing, but I'm gonna do that alone and not in front of the whole wide world. So it's good to see you guys. I hope you guys have a great day. Hope you guys are staying safe, staying healthy, eat more fruits and veggies, do some cardio, get that heart pumping, get those lungs working, and I'll catch you on the next one.